Hi, boys and girls. Oh my goodness, I am so excited today because today we get to learn about one of my favorite, actually not one, my favorite artists ever. And he's so famous, and his name is Vincent Van Gogh. And you get to meet him right now.
Hello, I'm Vincent Van Gogh, one of the most tragic artists who ever lived. That means nothing ever seemed to go right for me. Look, I never even smiled in my own self-portraits. Even though I was poor and often depressed a lot, I did have a certain love for life. It came out in my bold, colorful paintings, see?
Bye, Vincent. Boys and girls, did you hear that? So Vincent Van Gogh was tragic, which means when he was alive, he was very, very sad. And there's a book that we get to look at today called Camille and the Sunflowers. And it's all about how Vincent came to a town and met a little boy named Camille. And it's a story about how he painted his famous painting of the sunflowers. Now, I love this painting so much, and we're going to get to make a drawing similar to this one today. So we're going to be drawing flowers because it's getting close to springtime, the first day of spring. But one of his even more famous paintings was The Starry Night. So you can see why I love his artwork so much. And you guys are so lucky today. And you know what? I cannot wait to get started. I want to start drawing our own sunflowers right now. So let's get started. Now, the best way to start this art lesson is by looking at this awesome book called Camille and the Sunflowers by Laurence Anholt. It's a made-up story about Vincent Van Gogh, but it's really a lot like what happened in real life. There was a boy named Camille who lived in a town that had a beautiful field of sunflowers. We don't have time to read the whole book, but I really hope that you can check this book out of the library and read it because I love it so much. This is Camille's father, and one day they saw Vincent Van Gogh getting off of a train. Remember, he was tragic and really sad and depressed when he was alive because no one liked his artwork. They wanted artwork that looked realistic, like a photograph. Vincent Van Gogh's style of art was called Impressionism, because in Impressionism, it makes it look like you can see the brushstrokes. So Camille and Vincent became very good friends, and Camille brought him a whole flower pot full of sunflowers as a gift. He loved to learn about Vincent, and Vincent painted pictures called portraits of his family, like his father, and he painted a portrait of Camille. So Vincent Van Gogh loved painting portraits, but he also painted landscapes, which I love. The only problem was that in the town, people were mean to Vincent because they didn't understand him, and they didn't think that being an artist was a good career. So one night Camille had a dream about Vincent Van Gogh painting the famous painting called Starry Night. And early the next morning, some men came from town that wanted to tell Vincent Van Gogh to leave their town. So Camille was very, very sad, and the sunflowers were starting to die, which made him even more sad. But Vincent painted him his very own still life painting, and that means it's a painting of a flower sitting still on a table. And Camille could keep that, and it would last forever. So unlike real sunflowers that die, or fake ones like this, the painting will last forever. So he got to keep that painting, and after Vincent Van Gogh died, people actually began to love his artwork. So if he was alive today, he would be much happier than he was when he was alive. So to start our own still life drawing of sunflowers, what we need to do is make sure that we understand how to use chalk pastels, and we're actually going to be drawing not with just pencil but glue. We are going to be creating a principle of art called balance. When you make both sides match, you have used symmetry. So you can see the butterfly, both sides match. The flower vase in Vincent Van Gogh's famous painting has symmetry because both sides match. They're exactly the same shape. So you can draw any kind of flower pot you want as long as both sides match. So there's lots of different shapes that you can choose from. We're going to be drawing on black paper because the element of art that we want to study is called value. We want to use the chalk pastels to make value of light and dark colors. We also want to draw three-dimensional forms like the vase, and we're going to be using lines and shapes as well. So you need to get started your black piece of paper, and the first thing that we're going to draw is the table. And the line that you're going to draw for the table is a horizontal line, and I'm using a white colored pencil so I can see it better. It's going to be near the bottom of the paper, so I'm drawing it kind of lightly. Once I draw the horizontal line, then I need to draw the two sides of the vase. If you want to draw one like Vincent Van Gogh, they go out and back in. But like I said, you can draw any type of vase you want, as long as both sides match. So you want to draw big and draw symmetrical, or symmetry. That's our key word, symmetry. Now I'm going to draw a curved horizontal line for the bottom because that's what makes it look three-dimensional. And then we're ready to start drawing our flowers. Now, when you are ready to start drawing your flowers, the first thing you need to draw in the sunflower is a shape. And you can see what shape it is. These are called sunflowers because they look like the sun. So I want you to draw, how many flowers? At least 3 really big circles. So 1, 2, 3. Now once you draw those shapes, then you're going to draw lines that go out that look kind of like the sun. So there are going to be sun rays that go out, and you want to draw really big. And like I said, it kind of looks like the sun at first. Now we want to turn those lines into a form or a shape. So the shape of a sunflower petal gets kind of thick in the middle and it gets skinnier at the end. So we want to draw petals around each one of the circles. Now, a little secret, in all of Vincent Van Gogh's paintings, you can always find his name written in cursive. Now, I'm going to write my name in cursive, but if you don't know how to write your name in cursive, just try your best to write your name. Now, usually we would trace over these lines with Sharpie, but since the paper's already black, we're actually going to be tracing the lines with glue. And if you're wondering why, well, when you trace the lines with glue, the glue will help add an outline so that when the glue dries, it will keep the chalk pastels from mixing together. So chalk pastels are different than oil pastels because chalk pastels can be very messy. So using glue will help you outline the lines neatly so that the chalk will not mix together and turn brown. So I'm going to start outlining mine with the table first. Now, if you've never drawn with glue, if you turn the cap over to the right, it'll open a lot and it might come out too fast. You don't want the glue to come out too fast, so if you turn the cap over to the other way, it'll come out slowly. So you might want to test it on a piece of newspaper first, just to see how fast it comes out. If it's not coming out very fast, turn the cap and try it again. Now it's not coming out too fast. So I'm going to start with the table. I'm going to trace the symmetry. All right, now I'm done tracing my petals. I can even add some leaves. And you can notice I drew really, really big. And now I need to put this carefully on the drying rack. I don't want the glue to drip, so it needs to lay flat like a tray. Next art class, your glue should be completely dried and clear. And then you get to start shading in your flower using not oil pastels. These are made of chalk pastels, which I absolutely love. So I'm so excited that you got to meet Vincent Van Gogh today, and I'm so excited that you get to make your own still life flower vase inspired by his amazing artwork. So remember, this type of artwork is called a still life because they're sitting still on the table. And now we need to let this glue dry carefully, and next time we'll be coloring them in. So good luck and have fun.